cheese, 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 cheese. Do 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 do. Cheese, 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 cheese. Do 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 do. I really hope that YouTube doesn't show my face for the thumbnail for this stream, but I'm sure they will. So, what?
Show your face as the what?
I said I hope YouTube doesn't show my face in the thumbnail for this stream, even though they probably will. Because what else are they supposed to do? So, yeah. To address the elephant in the room, my beard is currently missing in action. Which is not fun, because I don't like it. It feels weird. I don't like it. But I had to, because I bought a razor fully expecting to use it to trim my beard, because I'm wanting to trim my beard so it's not all scraggly, but my beard doesn't really allow that. So I tried to put on the largest guard for the razor to theoretically allow it to only trim a little bit of it and kind of smooth it out. Instead, what it left over was just a matted bit of grossness, and I had gone right up my chin, so there was just this section of just like matted beard hair, and I was like, well, this looks awful. And I was like, then I have to even it out, and I tried to, and then I just gave up and said, I'm just gonna have to start over. So yeah, that's that. You can see my various chins. So yeah, I just use a safety razor. That's what it is. Chance's beard left to go to Nebraska. Yeah. The Gary vacuum sold. It sold? What do you mean? I thought those were discontinued ages ago. On Mercari. Oh. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh well. I'll find one at some point. Okay. Hello, yo, you shaved. You already says that. Everyone's talking about my beard now. Do you live in Texas? No. Yes. Hey man, how's it going? It's going good. Hi, Chance. Hello. Hello, everybody. It's been a while since there's been a stream. It's been a while since there's been a video because I've been busy. Because this is... Now, if you talk to any YouTuber at this time, do you live in Texas? I just said, no, I don't live in Texas. But I don't know, maybe the chat lagged, so that's fine. But no, I do not live in Texas. I do not currently, nor do I have any plans to live in Texas. I know statistically speaking I live in Texas because everybody friggin' lives in Texas now. It's either Texas, Florida, well yeah, one of those two usually. Sometimes like Arizona or North Carolina or Georgia. But no, I don't live in any of those places. Gotten some VAC Hoover Type A HEPA bags. One of them is currently my Turbo Power 4000. Nice. I need to get some of those. Hammed burger. Yes, hammed burger. Indeed, Boppo. So yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be fun to see you again. I know I saw you at work the other day, but it'll be fun to actually see you and like actually hang out for the first time in a while. So that's really cool. Because I've not had. Because I think I'm pretty sure the last time we hung out was, I believe, before the pandemic. So it's been a long time. I'm on the hunt for Electrolux Type C bags. I know I have some somewhere. So if you're not picky about them being HEPA or paper, then I've got some I could probably sell you. I have new family in Texas and went down there this past Christmas. Honestly, it's really nice down there. Yeah. I know a lot of people that are moving to like around Dallas and around Austin. Austin looks really good. If I was to move to an urban area in Texas, I feel like it'd be Austin. But I don't have any plans to move to Texas anytime soon. I'm actually fairly happy where I'm at for the most part. Thank you, Chance. You're so kind. Well, thank you. I try my best. How was the Breeze Cyclonic? It was okay. I sold it to somebody for $40, and I'm happy with that. Austin is more rural, which is what I like personally. I don't like urban areas necessarily because they're way too busy, they're way too stimulating, and way too expensive as far as living. Because I can't live in an apartment. I need to be in a detached house. I know that's like probably like a privileged thing to say, but I feel very claustrophobic in an apartment. But I also don't like really rural areas that are like out in the country because it's boring. It's lonely. The internet sucks, and there's nothing to do. So I like small, very very small cities, micropolitan areas, so to speak. So cities that people would barely even consider cities, and a lot of people just call them towns. That's my preferred place to live generally. I like where I live now because I'm a quick, hour and change drive from 3 different major cities. So there's plenty of places to go with a short drive, but then also where I live, it's really cheap, but it's still not, there are towns nearby my town that have less population and therefore are even cheaper to live. But at that point, you're splitting hairs, and it might be, for this equivalent house, it might be 650 instead of 700. But I don't know. That's not a big deal to me. Chance, I heard your 3522-1 is going to Ralph. I don't know where you heard that from. The 3522-1 is not claimed by anybody, to my knowledge. I've been trying to sell it for a while, so if anybody wants it, it is up for grabs. The only thing that I'm gonna take out of it is I'm gonna take the brush roller out of it since it's a CWP. So I think I have another brush roll I can put in it, but I'm not quite sure. I just can't take the heat here in Florida anymore. It honestly feels like summer in December. Well, because it is. That's why a lot of people go down there. Yeah, I know a lot of people that live in Florida. I could never live in Florida. And yeah, I'm super excited for next weekend as well. Is there anything you need me to bring other than myself? I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. If you want to bring some, if you want to bring like a system or an instrument, I don't know. Bring whatever you want. I don't care. It's up to you. We'll flesh it out later. But yeah, either way. So, but yeah, today was pretty okay. So it was my first day in a while since I haven't, because what I've been doing recently is a good friend of mine runs a local electronics resale shop here in town. And, I've known him for probably like 5 years at this point. He owns the shop and everything, but he's been needing a lot of extra help. So I've been going there and helping out almost every day that I can, since my YouTube revenue is currently taking a massive nosedive. And this isn't saying anything about you guys, because all my views and everything are up. But this is a problem I see with a lot of YouTubers. I don't know if it's just like an issue with the platform, or if it's an issue with viewership, or if it's like changes to the ad settings, like being a little bit squeaky. I don't know what it is, but every YouTuber is struggling right now, at least everyone that I'm aware of. So, because revenue just always tanks at this time of year. So, November, December, revenue is really good. Like, it's the best it is during the year. And then the next couple months, it's trash. I don't think you're technically supposed to say how much you make on YouTube, but I will say it just to bring the point home. you know, tomorrow I should be getting paid for last month's monetization, because that's how that works. I usually get paid towards the end of the month for the entirety of the previous month as far as ad revenue. It's because of YouTube's TOS update. Well, I really hope this isn't a permanent change, because if my revenue is literally going to be like permanently back down to the levels it was like 3 years ago when I wasn't living on my own and trying to pay for a house, that's a problem. That's going to be really stressful. But yeah, so literally in a span of 1 month, just 1 month after the other, my revenue went from $2,000 to $1,000, which my house is $700. So yikes, that's cutting it pretty close. So point is, me mentioning that is I have been working at my local shop, especially on the 2 or 3 most busiest days. Since it's, if I stay there from open until close, it's usually like 80. I usually make either $80 or $100. So that's been helping out a lot because I've been needing it to pay bills and stuff. So that's why the video's kind of paused for a little bit. And it sucks because I haven't had the time to ship out people's packages. I haven't had the time to get videos done because I'm now working all day for several days in a row. And so I'm not complaining by any means. I'm just explaining that's why the channel content's been a little iffy the last few days. So my apologies about that. I'm going to try to get more videos out starting tomorrow. So tomorrow's video will be a video on the Dyson DC25 blueprint that I got from Zach, and because I know he's been wanting me to post that video. So yeah, once I get the nano light, I'll get the Daredevil posted. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry for the delay on that nano light. I just haven't had a chance to get to the post office or to UPS. So but that will be sent tomorrow. Because tomorrow I got to send 2 vacuums. I got to send a DC25 animal, the Hoover Nanolight, a camera, and then this Galaxy A10e. So it just sucks because I know I'm probably going to get bad reviews from people having to wait. I probably should just add a clause into my listing saying that shipping might be delayed. But yeah, because it wasn't a problem before, but now it's been really hard trying to make it in time. You're keeping the Hoover Convertible Elite, right? I'm not quite sure. I'm probably going to sell it. So, I mean, yeah, I'll probably sell it at some point because I don't use it and I have too many Elites. And there's a few Elites that I'm going to sell. I'm selling, although I don't have any of them listed yet, but I'm saying they are for sale, so if you want to buy them, I will list them for you. So I'm selling the Convertible Elite, I'm selling the 1988 Hoover Runabout, I'm selling my Hoover Power Max 2, I'm selling my, what else? I thought there was another one I was selling, I forgot what it was. Was it a soft and light? I can't remember. But I'm selling my Eureka Boss Light, the one that's the Bravo. So I'm selling the Boss Light for now, and I might eventually sell the Bravo too, but I'm not quite sure. I'm selling the Daredevil Impulse. I'm selling the Abyssal Power Force, like I mentioned, the 3522-1. And I think a few others. There's a few Dysons I'm selling. I just sold a DC-14 Animal. So yeah, I'm selling a DC-14 all floors. At least one, if not 2 of those. I'm selling a DC-07 all floors, a DC-33 multi-floor, a DC-41. I might even sell my Dyson Ball Total Cleaner Ball Animal 2. If I get desperate enough. And then, because I know those are the ones that are probably worth the most. And I'm selling all my sharks. Every shark I have is for sale. I might keep the Stratos because the cord, a little bit of the jacket on the cord got messed up, but there's no wire showing. So the Stratos technically is for sale, but just keep that in mind. The cord is a little iffy on it, but it doesn't affect the functionality of it. And yeah, I sell my vacuums on Facebook Marketplace. I don't use eBay or OfferUp. I don't support either of those companies generally. I believe the Animal 2 Total Clean price is down. That's true, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to have enough to get it this month. Because I got to put some away in my savings. I am picking up a Phantom Thunder tomorrow. Because, I know I said that I just said I have to put money in my savings account. But I'll make an exception for the Thunder. And I'm also talking to another person who's supposed to be, like, they messaged me and they were like, how much is this Phantom that this Phantom that you want, how much is it worth? And I'm like, it's worth whatever money is in my wallet, because I'm buying it. And they're like, I don't know if I want to sell it. And I'm like, I don't want to be rude and, like, seem abrasive, but I'm like, yeah, I will buy it on Monday if you are down to sell it. And they're like, well, I still got to clean it up. And I'm like, hey, by all means, I can clean it up. So if you don't want to put in the effort to clean it, and you would rather just save some money on it, or have me save some money on it, so that way you don't have to worry about cleaning it, I'm fine with that too. So, do you have an MV351 or MV352 or healthy home liftaway? I don't have a healthy home liftaway, but I do have the heavy duty over here just off camera, which is based on the first gen healthy home. But I don't think I'm going to ship it because it's very heavy. Someone else is buying, Mason's buying the Boss 4D, but I still got to find a box that's big enough for it. So if I find a box that's big enough for that, then it'd probably be also big enough for the heavy duty, so I might just get 2 of them. But that's a problem. So I guess when I get that Thunder, the box might be big enough to put the 4D in it, because I want to sell that one. Hypersonic, you don't need to keep spamming the same comment. I read all the comments, so I will get to you. Yes, if you're subscribed to my other channel, you would know that I have, like, a lot of Xbox 360s. So, and most people would argue I have too many Xbox 360s. Babe.
What?
Do you think I have too many Xbox?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yep, that answers that question. I didn't even need to finish the thought. Yeah. Phantom. Yeah, that's why I call him the heavy home. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Did you find out why the blue DC-33 had a burnout? Oh, I knew the second it happened. It was sitting in, like, mud water, essentially. It had been rained on. And I didn't realize it at the time, so a lot of that water was stuck in between the pre-motor filter and the motor. So when I turned it on, it all got sucked into the motor and it immediately burned out. So, why can't you get a better Xbox? What do you mean, why can't I get a better Xbox? What part of I still have my 360 said I don't have something newer? That's a separate question. I have multiple Xboxes, including a Series X. And also, that's kind of a rude question. Why can't you buy this? Why can't you buy this expensive, unnecessary item? I hate it when people are like that. Not, just saying, a bit of advice. Don't ask questions in that sort of way, because it comes off as very rude. Really? What do you mean, really? So essentially that could happen with the wind tunnel 3 after sitting in the garage when it's humid inside. It could. I mean, this was standing water, and standing dirty water at that killed the 33. That's the only time I've ever seen a Dyson motor burn out. But that's like someone asking me why can't I get a new Dodge Challenger. Okay, to be fair, it's not that expensive. But yeah. Can you do a vacuum collection tour update? That is in the works. In fact, maybe I should just do that video. Maybe that'd be a good way to kind of slam back into it. So, I actually might do that. The main reason why I haven't done it is because the upstairs in general is in desperate need of a remodel, and so I've been very self-conscious about it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Everyone knows at this point that I live in a fixer-upper, and that's kind of part of it. Oh, fun fact, on an unrelated note, our bathroom is falling apart, which is very fun. So we're waiting to hear from when the contractors are able to come over and take a look at it, because the ceiling and the walls in the bathroom are literally falling off. But, you know, that comes with the territory of living in a fixer-upper. So, but it's nice because our landlord's being very cooperative about it. We fully knew from the get-go that these issues were going to arise, but you know, I'm a very understanding person. I knew that I was getting a good deal on this place, primarily because of this condition that it's in. So I'm willing to live with that if it means I get to essentially oversee the house being brought back to its former glory, and eventually be able to actually own a house. Even if it's a piece of shit, it'll be my piece of shit, or our piece of shit, I should say, because we're both going to buy it at some point. But this will be years down the road, because I've always wanted to own my own home, even though it's kind of overrated to an extent. But I don't know, just one of those things. I don't like renting things. I don't like paying monthly payments for things if I can avoid it. I'm very much an ownership type of person. I'm a very much lump sum pay all at once type of person, although with a house, obviously that's way easier said than done than something like a vacuum or even a cell phone. But yeah. Oh gee, sounds like my grandmother's bathrooms that were falling apart. Yeah, it happens. But you know, it's funny because whenever I've done videos in my bathroom, like of like me refurbishing a vacuum, I'll be very careful to only point the camera at like a specific thing, like the sink or like the bathtub. And people are like, "Oh my gosh, your bathroom's so nice," and it's like, it's not. You're just seeing the one good part about it, which is, you know, the bathtub, which is not in bad shape, or the sink, which is still okay, even though the vanity's falling apart. So, but that's fine. The light fixture in the bathroom, actually, and it's the only bathroom, by the way, so it's not like we can use another bathroom while they're renovating. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But the light fixture actually fell off the wall because the back plate wasn't screwed in properly. They used like the wrong screws, and combined with the fact that the plaster / drywall was falling apart. Yeah, but I just bought a new light from Walmart, installed it, and I sent a picture to my landlord, and he's like, "Wow, it's really good." It's like, just installed a light and just leveled it, but I guess he really appreciated the fact that we actually put some effort into making it not look like garbage. So yeah, it really helps when you have a good relationship with the people that you associate with, because then, you know, it's just a better way to live a life. So, but anyways, to answer your question, I got off on a tangent. So to get back on your question about how humidity can affect bearings, well, I guess he didn't say bearings, and that could happen to a wind tunnel 3 where it locks up. Okay, I guess motor bearings. Yeah, I guess that'd be part of it. So that is possible. Humidity can, in fact, dry out the bearings a little bit, or because realistically, that's the biggest thing that's going to happen. You're either going to get the bearings either in the motor or in the brush roll, especially in the brush roll, drying out, or you're going to have issues with screws rusting and different other metal parts rusting. So, as far as humidity, it's generally recommended, like with any electronic, that you keep it in a cool, dry place if possible. So that's why I've refused to put any of my vacuums in my basement until my basement is properly flood treated. Is that the right word? Flood treated? Is properly remedied of its ability to flood. Which, to be fair, since we got the and a dehumidifier will go down there at some point. But we actually had one down there, but it failed. But once the actual flooding issue is 100% eradicated, we have a little like drain plug in there now, which makes all the difference, but it's still not quite like perfect. So I still want to have an actual sump pump installed, but that requires a lot more work because you have to do a lot of damage to the concrete in the basement to actually be able to put one in. So that's a much more convoluted process that I know is not an overnight thing. So I haven't been too much up my landlord's ass about it, because I know how big of a project it is, and also how much it, if we're being honest, is not a priority compared to the people who have issues with like their water heaters or something more important. So, selling a lot of vacuums, moving in late March. Ooh, what are you selling? Maybe you have something I want. Maybe not. Who knows? There's also someone. Also, so here's a question, because there's someone who's selling a Sharp, not Shark, Sharp Twin Energy in like a pinkish salmon color, and they're giving it to me for only like $30, but I'm still kind of hesitant. So the question is, would you guys be interested in seeing a Sharp Twin Energy on the channel? Because if enough people are interested in it, then I'll bite the bullet and get it. Because, just being honest, if enough people watch the video and I make that money back, then, you know, it'd be worth it to get it, even if it ends up not being one that I use very often. But I have a feeling I would like it, because it seems very similar to the Panasonics, to my knowledge, and because it kind of reminds me of like their competing version of that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't believe parts are available for those, so I don't know how feasible it would be to use one. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of yeses. I just realized, I guess asking people in this chat a binary question of whether or not I should buy a vacuum usually ends up going a certain way. Get the Sharp, just don't poke yourself with it. Ha ha ha. Very funny, John. We got a jokester over here. And yes, John, I am ashamed to say that this is ridiculous. I feel so bad about this because I need to just do it because I've I have my Animal 3. I really like it, but I haven't been using it because I'm so paranoid that I'm going to get it gross in some way, because I'm just worried, because with animals you never know, sometimes you accidentally suck up something you don't mean to, and I'm just like so paranoid that I'm going to ruin my Animal 3 that I've just been using the 2. And I'm like, I keep trying to tell myself, like, no, just don't worry about that. It's supposed to be used. It's a vacuum cleaner. It's purpose. Stop being so obsessive over these things. But yeah, it's really hard to talk myself out of that sort of thing. So I'm actually thinking about giving someone I know. I'm not going to spoil it just in case they're watching, but I'm thinking about giving someone I know a Dyson as a birthday present. But I don't know. And if I did, I'd replace a bunch of parts on that Animal 2, because that Animal 2, it needs a new power head because the screws are stripped out on it. I just haven't bothered to ask to get a replacement yet, because I kind of feel bad, because it'd be like the second or third time I've gotten a replacement power head. You need a backup Animal 3. See, I feel like John would say that because he'd be like, "Hey, just buy another one." And I'm like, "Okay, yes, that would be a solution, but that's an expensive solution." There is part of me that wants to get a silver one, because the copper is kind of But yeah, I mean, it's that I don't like. Yes, that would be very much a solution, but there's part of me that's like, that's stupid. Don't do that. 2019 Chance would have totally been down for that though. Just buy two of everything. Because I actually used to be that way. Like, I would buy two of the same machine, be like, this, if it was a machine I knew I was going to daily drive, and I'd be like, this is the one that I use, and this is the one that just stays new and stays in the collection. But now I'm at the point where I just don't care. Like, I do have machines like that, like the Lightning, or really just any Phantom. If it's a Phantom, then yes, I will do that with. I'll have one that I use, and then one that I keep perfect. Which is the case with, it's been the case for years with the Fury. It recently was the case with the Lightning, and now will be the case with the Thunder as well, because my other Thunder is not in good shape. And I'm getting another Thunder very soon, but it has a lot of broken pieces on it from what I've been told. So yeah, I'll have one really good Thunder for the collection, and then two kind of messed up ones that I can hopefully squish into one good one, and then that can be the one that I use. Do you still have the white commercial rated Phantom? I do, but I still have not found the internal filter for it. Okay, let's see. What did I miss? Sharp were neck and neck with Panasonic. Excuse me. So yeah, I think everyone's very clear that I should get that Sharp. So now I'm gonna be a responsible boy, and I'm gonna make sure that all my bills are paid first. and that I get the Phantom. And if I somehow still have money left over after all that, and factoring in gas, then I think I'll get that Sharp. Which I told the person, I forgot who exactly it was. It's someone I've talked to for a while now, but I basically told them, I was like, okay, I told him exactly what I'm telling you guys now. I said, okay, if you still have it, after I pay all my bills, get all my expenses taken care of first, and get the Phantom that I'm getting, which now will be two Phantoms. If I have anything to say about it, it will be two Phantoms, but obviously I can't force this other person to sell their Fury to me. Then, then yes, in that case, after all that's said and done, if I still have a good amount of money left over, then I'll get the Sharp. How do you like the Panasonic? I'm going to be honest, I haven't used it hardly at all. I really should, though, because I do really like it. The fact that it actually has a brush roller shutoff is a big selling point for me. I just need to get proper bags for it, because I had bags and they fell apart, genuine Panasonic bags. So I put some Taconi bags in it. Or was it the other way around? I can't remember. But I want to get some HEPA bags for it, so I'm going to do that at some point, and then I'll probably start using it. I did replace the pre-motor filter, but it sticks out a lot on one side, so I'm trying to find a way to cut it without it. Maybe if I guess I could just draw some Sharpie on the white part, and then yeah, I guess I can just do that. So I need to cut it. Have you seen the Teenco carpet cleaner? Yes, I have. Looks like a Bissell knockoff. Yeah. I've had two Phantom Furies, and both have had bad motors. I've come to the conclusion that each one I find will have a shot motor. Do you still have those? Because my 10 amp Fury had a bad motor, but I was lucky and I found one on eBay for like, I think it was like $45 or something like that. And I replaced the motor in it. I did a video on it. It was like a really long, like unedited video on my 10 amp. And yes, because it was a replacement motor, it probably doesn't count as a 10 amp Fury anymore. But I'm just happy I was able to get it running. Now, of course, that Fury has cracked base plate or base assembly, so I'm not going to use it because it has that. And also the rubber on the hose is... a lot of my Phantoms are suffering from rubber reversion, which is not good. But that's kind of to be expected. It's just going to happen with old rubbery plastic. So the hoses are always a little bit sticky and a little bit unpleasant to use as a result. Even though thanks to the SIBO adapter that I bought, I can use almost any attachment on my Fury. Wouldn't matter anyway. If it runs good, it runs good. If what runs good, it runs good. I think you also said the Phantom needs a belt. I could have sworn I put a belt in it. I have plenty of belts. I've stockpiled Fury belts, the 10 amp Fury. I could have sworn I put a belt on it when I did that video. Yeah, I put a belt on it. Why would I not have? If I went through all that effort, why would I not put a belt on it? I could have sworn I put a belt on it. Maybe I didn't in the video, but it definitely has a good belt on it now. Right? Now you're making me want to go double check, but it's all the way in the back, the white and purple Phantom. Oh yeah, the white and purple Phantom runs good. Oh, you're saying the white purple Phantom needs a belt. Oh. Does it? I can't remember. It's been forever. I do know that, so I've been debating on selling the silver Phantom, but I don't think, realistically, I won't. I say that, but realistically I won't. The white and purple Phantom I'm never going to sell unless I get a black and purple one. And even then, I don't think I would. Ugh, gross. But yeah, so... this is really giving me the incentive to go to the gym. Yeah. Anyways. Chicken. Yeah, speaking of which, that I feel like shit because I just got some Mexican food with the tip and everything. I spent, $80 at a local Mexican place, and they I don't know if they messed up or if I messed up at describing it because I said put chicken on everything because it was a thing where it said you can choose between beef, chicken, or steak, and I said put chicken on everything, and maybe the guy thought I meant put chicken just on the chimichanga and not put it on the burrito or on the whatever the other thing was that I forgot the name of. Then yeah, so then in that case it'd be my fault, but yeah, so I ended up getting beef, so I could only eat, a third of those things that I ordered. So because I took like one bite of the beef and I was like, "Oh, nope, can't do that." So, but it happens. But I kind of regret not saying anything, but at the same time I didn't want to come across as rude. I didn't want to like upset anybody. So, and cuz I hate correcting people cuz I don't know, it just feels rude to me. But, I just felt bad cuz I took the leftovers home, but now I just don't know if I'll be able to eat it or
I
not.
ate it.
You ate it already?
It was too salty.
It was too salty?
Yeah.
So that beef was messed up. Cuz you said it was fine when we were there.
It tasted fine, but yeah, it was very, very salty.
Uh so that explains cuz I'm not very good with like really really salty stuff. So that probably explains that. I should have said something. Because I mean, I hate to say this, but I mean, I do think that, when you're spending a good amount of money, you should get what you want, but at the same time, it's like, I just hate being the person to complain about things. So, oh well. Next time I probably should say something. If this happens again, of course. But, yeah. Feel better soon, Chance. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not feeling I'm not feeling too bad now. I feel a little bit better. But yeah, I'm sure it'll go away because I only had like 2 bites of it, so it's not like it had much of an effect on me. Because once I realized it, I should have just not touched it. Because at the very least, if I had, I'm sure they wouldn't have been upset if I had sent it back without actually eating any of it. But I saw the beef in it, and I was like, well, maybe it's not that bad. And because sometimes I can handle some beef as long as it's not too greasy or too salty. And then I tried it and I was like, oh no. But of course by that time I'd already taken a bite of it. So then I thought, okay, maybe I'll take another bite. Maybe it's just that bite. And then it was still bad. And then I'm like, okay, well now I've eaten 2 bites of it. So now I feel bad if I send it back. I just kind of kept going. And then I was like, okay, I'll just eat this later. And I never did. So. But yeah, so we should have gone to Chinese instead. But yeah, but I still didn't, I still don't think it's the guy's fault. I'm not very good. I'm always very bad at understanding people, so I always feel bad because he asked me like over and over again like what sauce I wanted, and I couldn't understand him because my hearing is just not good enough. But yeah, so I felt bad about that, so I just left him a 20 on the table. But, I hate tipping as a concept. It's ridiculous that you have to tip in this country. Not to get political, but, life is politics. It's ridiculous that you have to tip in this country. But then I always hate the people that are like, oh, well, you're complaining about tipping, so that must mean that you're one of those people that never tip. And I'm like, no, I tip better than anybody else that I'm aware of. But it doesn't mean I like it. I just do it because I'm not going to punish the poor person who's bringing me my food because their restaurant won't pay them well. It's not their problem, or not their fault, I should say. Anyways, back to vacuums. How are you doing, Chance? I'm doing really good, actually. Other than even though I just ranted about my dinner experience, I will say though, another reason why I didn't want to complain about the beef is because the chicken chimichanga that I had was bomb. It was so good. So it's like even though the burrito and the other thing, I forgot what it was. It wasn't a tamale. It was some other thing. It looked like a smaller burrito, but with a corn tortilla instead of flour. Even though both of those were kind of ruined because of the beef, the chicken chimichanga was fantastic. It was so good. I just wish I had known that, because then I would have just gotten that and not spent all the extra money on the other stuff. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. Because I still really like the place. Almost just name dropped him. But yeah, so I like the place. But there's another place that's in town that I prefer, but we didn't go there because, ironically, because Riley is under the impression that they have a funny taste, which I thought the beef at this place had a funny taste. So it seems like it's a bit more hidden. Mexican seems to be a bit more hit and miss in this town than we initially anticipated, but it should be okay. Let's see. How many comments did I miss? I believe the Tinko carpet cleaner also talks to you if the carpet is clean or dirty. That's weird. I have a blue 10 amp Fury frame, but there's no putting a motor in it. The ribs that held the motor in place broke out. Oh no, that's not good. So that would need an entire motor assembly. Or wait, no, because you're saying not the cover that clips on, that screws on, not the round U-shaped cover. You're talking about the backside, right? That's attached to the spine. Because if it's just that round cover where the piece is broken, that can just be replaced. But if it's the entire spine, yeah, that's tougher. That's much tougher. You're not going to find that part anywhere, even on eBay. The white and purple Phantom, yeah. Vacuum Info is a clean U8975. Yeah, okay. I'd keep the silver yellow one and the white and purple one. Yeah, I probably will. Is there anything that I have that you would trade for said silver Phantom? I don't know. I don't know what you have. I know I'm going to get that XL21 from you at some point, but I don't know when. I don't think I'd want to trade that for the Phantom, but maybe? I don't know. Enchiladas, tortillas, nachos. No, it wasn't any of those. No. But yeah, if the place is where I think you're talking about next to the mall, it's probably a language barrier. Can't be helped. Well, I mean, he was speaking English, though. So, I mean, I guess, I think I know. You mean like accent. Yeah. Because and that combined with all the loud noises that are happening around, and then the person being a little bit far away. It's just, I feel so bad because I don't want them to feel like that I'm being rude, but it's like I legitimately can't hear them, so it's like I don't know what to do. It's part of the reason why I just like going to a Chinese buffet, and why it's just always my safe bet. But we specifically decided to go to Mexican because we had always gone to Chinese food. That's always our go-to, because I always know what I want. It's always really affordable. There's minimal interaction with anybody. You just get your own food, and I like that. Chinese buffets are always my favorite because of that reason, because it's just dead simple, and especially because the place in town has sushi. Sure, it's not amazing sushi, but it's still sushi, so it's pretty good. Oh heck no, not a talking vacuum. Yeah. Heard you are getting the 3525 from Vacuum Info here soon. Where do you keep hearing this stuff? I've never said anything like that. I don't even know what you're talking about. So I don't think you heard this. I think you just made this up, because if you heard that, then that would, I mean, unless someone else made it up maybe and you heard it from them. I guess that's possible. But I never said that. What even is a 3525? I'm blanking on the name. Is that a clean view? I don't feel like looking it up. The ribs in the motor housing broke out. Oh no. It was the same with my parents' Singer soft bag power amp. It had weak hose suction. Oh yeah, I mean, but believe it or not, like, it's at the same time, the Phantom, even though it has weak hose suction, it can still spin up a turbo just fine. Oh heck no, not a talking vacuum. I really don't believe in tipping. Why should I be forced to pay someone to bring it to my table when I'm physically able to get up and get it myself? Not my fault, that's how the restaurant operates. See, that's fair. But that's also why, in that case, that's why you would go to a buffet. You wouldn't punish a normal restaurant for not being a buffet. You would just go to a buffet. Right? So I mean, if that's your problem, then your solution would be just to go to a buffet. But yeah, I'm more so talking about it from the wage perspective, because because tipping is supposed to be a tip. Like, that's the whole point. Like, I don't understand people's arguing about this, but I also know why it's shifted, because the whole point of tipping is supposed to be a tip. It's supposed to be a person who is paid what they're supposed to be paid for the amount of work that they do and the amount of hours that they work. They're supposed to be paid enough per hour to be able to survive. That's the point of minimum wage. As much as people argue about it, they're objectively wrong. It's factually correct that the entire point of minimum wage being implemented in the first place was supposed to be the baseline for comfortable living, as what it was at the very least defined in the 1930s, which obviously that's changed a little bit, but no matter where you draw that line, that threshold is still not being met today. So instead of it being what it's supposed to be, where you tip someone when they did an above average, when they did above and beyond in terms of service, instead you're expected to tip them because you are paying their salary. You are paying them for their work. You are paying them to bring the food to your table instead of their employer paying them and you paying for the meal like it's supposed to be. So, and people will try to make up all these bullshit excuses. Well, if you raise people's wages, then stuff will cost more expensive. That's bullshit, because there are states where, in fact, you can go to McDonald's and you can buy the same Big Mac that everyone else gets. Their employees are paid, 18, 19, and maybe in your state they're paid 10, and that Big Mac is still the same price, or worst case scenario, it's within 50 cents of the other place. A Big Mac does not cost $10 a Big Mac does not cost $5 in Wyoming, but $25 in California. It's not a thing. So but my point in mentioning all that is that I hate it whenever people will then respond to that by saying, okay, well then I'm not tipping, because the fact is that you can't punish the person who's just trying to make a living because you're not punishing their employer, you're punishing them. You're not speaking out against tipping as a concept. The way you speak out against tipping as a concept is you don't go to a place that you tip at. You just don't. Now, is that annoying when every single place that is not a fast food or a buffet pretty much expects you to tip? Yeah. But there's other ways that you can protest that. Go to buffets. When you buy pizza, don't have it delivered. Don't have any food delivered. Don't use DoorDash or Grubhub or any of these places. Those companies are garbage anyways, and it's not worth it anyways. Go drive to the store and pick up the food yourself. Now, granted, there are people, and this is also another big problem, is as a result of this, because of the fact that people are expected to tip. I've seen this happen because I have friends who are disabled, who are not of able-bodied, who are not able to drive to pick up their pizza or drive to pick up their one place where they eat out every once in a while, so they have to use DoorDash or Grubhub. And I see these stupid people that are like, well, if you're disabled, that means you're just never allowed to enjoy, fast food. You're never allowed to enjoy something that isn't ramen that you make at home, which makes no sense to me. It's like, even if you're not able-bodied, you still should be able to, treat yourself to a meal out once in a while, just like everybody else does. Now, it's one thing if you're like some of my ex-roommates where they would literally order shit every single day and have it DoorDashed and throw half of it in the trash and then complain about not having money to pay rent. I'm not talking about that, because that's a whole separate animal. But you're telling me that, someone might want a Big Mac. maybe every 2 weeks. And they're using the last bit of money they have to get that because they've had a shit day and they want to treat themselves. And what? So now because of the fact that the driver is now expecting a tip from everybody because the company won't pay them, now they go to do this order expecting to get a tip. They don't get a tip because the person doesn't have the money, especially with the inflated price of the delivery app in the first place. Because again, it's still called a tip. It's not called an expected gratuity, and we know that because the times they've tried that, they've gotten shit canned for it, rightfully so. And then now this driver who doesn't understand, who both is upset about why they perceive as being punished by someone who what they think doesn't like tipping. So then, instead of them empathizing with them and thinking, hey, maybe they're going through rough shit too, just like I am, I'm going to give them their food and tell them to have a nice day and move on to the next customer, then they take their food and they throw it in the bushes. Or just throw it in the trash, or just drive off with their food. And then now that person doesn't get to eat, and they can't go anywhere to get food because they're disabled. So, a lot of this shit would be solved if people just had proper human empathy and took their rage against a properly unfortunate system and actually took it out on the people implementing these policies in place instead of taking it out on one another when we're all struggling. I just can't stand that. It's one of those things where it just really irks me because I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to this stuff because you never know what someone else is going through. And I hate it when people are like, well, I'm feeling shitty, so I'm going to take it out on somebody else. And then, but what they don't realize is that person is just as capable of being in a bad situation as they are. But they know that if they were on the receiving end of that, they'd be very upset, yet they don't make that connection. It's weird, and I don't understand that. So that's a big, long, convoluted, useless way of explaining why it is that I don't like complaining about restaurants, and I'll often just deal with it because I don't want to be mean. Even if that's reading way too much into it, and an actual restaurant is way more fit to absorb a hit like that than an individual is. Anyways, what is the best fast food? Oh, that depends on the category. Can we just talk about vacuums? We're getting there. 21 views. Okay, yeah. I love buffets, especially Chinese buffets too. Yeah, definitely. Someone must be lying to you. I don't think there's been a singer with good section. Let's be real here. Yeah, okay. Hi to all the new people joining the chat. Yes, hello people. Hello people. Burger King is better. Yeah, Burger King sucks, but I have the real Burger King near me, which has the best fries. But their burgers are kind of a bit too greasy for my tastes. But yeah, as far as best fast food, it really just depends on what category we're in. But yeah. Cleanview 2 Bagless Plus. Mostly disabled and autistic. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm not disabled per se, but I am definitely autistic. Oh, cats. Velveeta cheese is illegal? What? I like Velveeta cheese. I took my Dyson vacuum to school on Friday. Nice. My faves are Chipotle and Culver's. Oh my god, Culver's. Culver's is definitely really good. So Culver's is really good. No complaints about Culver's. You know, when there's one around, it's definitely my go-to fast food place. Whenever there is one around. Because yeah, Culver's is fantastic. But yeah. I gotta get going. I'll catch the next stream. Alright, I'll see you then. Bro, I wish I hadn't gotten rid of that Hoover Wintunnel V2. It's probably being banned because that cheese is tasty. Yeah. Culver's is very good. Yeah. Cannot go wrong. I'm so glad I finally had Culver's. It's so good. It's like the only fast food that's like actually like legitimately good. But there's a bunch of places that I've had. Maybe I should do one of those tier lists. Maybe I'll do it on another channel. Have a wonderful night to all those going to bed. Have a great night. Yes. I had a coworker once who would make $400 a week and spend half it on getting Starbucks delivered. Yes, he always was thin as a pin. I've never heard that phrase before, but it makes sense. My son's looking into buying that Sanitaire that you have, Chance. Velvet's cheese. Yes. Have you had Wingstop? Isn't Wingstop that other half of Pizza Hut?
No.
No?
That's Wing Street.
That's Wing Street?
Yes, there's Wingstops in Champaign.
Oh. Okay, so then I've never been to a Wingstop. Right?
Right.
Because I've never been to one. So no, I've never had Wingstop. I keep getting it confused with Wing Street, but that's the other half of Pizza Hut. Which that place, if you include it with Pizza Hut, it's Boots. Ma'am, I am streaming. You are interrupting my stream, ma'am. Okay, good. Be quiet. Where is she?
She's in the litter closet now.
Oh, okay. Wait, there's a Wingstop up there? Or never... Yeah, there's one in Champaign. Right? You said Champaign?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. There's barely a Pizza Hut here. There is or at least was a Pizza Hut where I used to live. The crap vacuum? What crap vacuum? Oh gosh, I definitely do remember the Eureka Capture bagless. Oh, I just saw that. Let's see. You need the Cleanview Compact Turbo. Yes, it's redesigned. What? What do you mean it's redesigned? Let's see. Cleanview Compact Turbo 3470F. Did they redesign the compact finally? Paste and go. No, they didn't. That looks the same. Wait a minute. Cleanview Compact Turbo. Oh. That still looks basically the same, though. Oh, it has a height adjustment now. Okay. It's $80, though. So this is just what replaced the AeroSwift. So this doesn't replace the Cleanview Compact. This replaces the AeroSwift. It's the exact same price that the AeroSwift was. So it's just the replacement to the AeroSwift. Oh, and they have a Cleanview for $99. I know Sam's Club has one too, but this one's blue. So this is definitely the one I'm going to get. Maybe maybe I should order this. It wouldn't be smart, but I could. I get paid tomorrow, so it's not like it's a big deal. Oh, but I guess I can't go to the bank until tomorrow anyways. So okay. So I'm going to show this off because I feel like, again, I'm going to know the answer already. But so what is the vote? So what is the vote on me reviewing this? This thing right here. What's the verdict on this? Should I pick this up to try it out? Because I know a lot of people would probably want me to review this. It's basically like, because I know my channel is very Bissell oriented. It has been a while since I've reviewed a Bissell, right? So makes sense. So this seems very much like it's a combination between the Power Force. Didn't we destroy one of these in that one video? This is a newer, updated version of that one, because that one didn't have the hose inside the handle. But other than that, it was basically the same. But no, that was an older version. You're thinking of the one from Walmart. Like if you go to our local Walmart, there's a blue one that's on the shelf. We destroyed the orange version of that blue one, the Power Force Helix. But yeah, that one did kind of suck. So this is interesting. It looks like a combination, but honestly, I just want it because it's blue. That's so stupid, but it's like I I love blue because I was gonna get the one from my local Sam's Club, which is I think it's white. It's like black and white. It's like stormtrooper looking, if I remember correctly. But black and blue is definitely I'm definitely much more feeling this one. So because there's a bunch of different versions, they're all the same. I would assume this one on Amazon will probably be the most popular, so this one probably be the most beneficial to do a video on. So, and then there's also a version with a rewind, and then there's the older version, the clean view swivel rewind, which oh, this one's also 99, or is it? Or has this one gone up? No, this one's gone up in price. So the older version, this one's gone up in price. Which this is literally identical to the power lifter that I reviewed. It's just the clean view version. I mean, I guess this one has a cord rewind, but there's also a power lifter version with a cord rewind that I don't remember. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. It has a video. So yeah, I think I'm going to pick up this clean view at some point because I do want to try it out. I do want to see how good it is. I don't think there's going to be much to say, to be honest, because it literally just looks like a power force that I've already reviewed mixed with the handle and hose setup of the liftoff that I've already reviewed. So I don't think there will be much to say about this, but I am still curious, so I think I will check it out. There's no brush roller shutoff, which I'm not a fan of, so it probably won't be a daily driver, even if I do keep it. But yeah, it has the same garbage turbo brush that so many new Bissells come with. Has a really short stubby crevice tool, it looks like. And then I assume there's a dusting brush on the other side. At least I hope. Yeah. So it shows a dusting brush right there. So it comes with the same basic dusting brush these all come with. So this dirt container looks like it was stolen from the clean view, which makes sense because that's what it's called. So apparently this girl vacuums up straw, leaves, peanuts, dryer lint, and fluff. And yeah, so I'll check this out at some point. So what other new like budget vacuums do you guys want me to review? So I still need to review the Innova. I've had some requests to review the Shark Liftaway XL, but that's literally identical to the MV352 I've already reviewed. There is a white version called the Navigator ADV that I need to review at some point this year. So I have a big list of vacuums that it's my goal to review this year, and I'll probably do a video at some point. And so I think I'm gonna do a few videos within the next few weeks. The first will be going over all, and let me know what you guys think about these videos, about these video ideas. So the first video is going to be going over all the machines I reviewed, well, in no particular order. One of the videos will be a video revisiting all the machines that I reviewed in the year 2022 and going over what my overall thoughts are on those machines today as far as whether or not they are ones that you should purchase. So just a quick rundown of all the machines I review, what my overall thoughts are, and what I think about them at the current price point they're at. Or if they're discontinued, my thoughts on whether or not they should be brought back, or whether their current replacement model is adequate. So that's the first one. And then my next video, or again, no particular order, then afterwards I'll do an actual video, maybe in addition to that, about what, I don't know, maybe I'll do these in one video, but I might also do a second video on specifically the vacuums that I recommend. So this will be everything that I reviewed so far, but only vacuums that I reviewed. And there may be a separate section for vacuums I still need to check out, but where the general consensus is good on them. And that's basically talking about what vacuums I recommend at every price point at this point in time. So you guys know what will be on that list. Sanitaire SO4110A will be on that list. Dyson Ball Animal 3 will be on that list. Dyson V8 will be on that list. As far as machines that I know are good recommendations because I've had limited experience with them but haven't done full reviews, Cibo Dart, Cibo Felix, Sibo G4 as well. I would say Miele U1, but obviously that's not available anymore. And things like that. So there's a lot of good machines that I have both reviewed and not reviewed that I want to. Can you do vacuum comparison? What vacuums? That's yeah. Let's see. Chance to review the Kenmore Featherlight, not Dirt Devil. Are you referring to the that like lightweight Kenmore that Chris reviewed? Or wait, is his name Chris? The guy from Vacuum Wars. I thought it was Chris. Yeah, so that Kenmore. I do still want to review the Kenmore Intuition, but I'm waiting to review it until it jumps back down to 99. Because when I can find one for 99, that's when I'll jump on it. Because I don't think for 150, I don't think it will be worthy of a recommendation. And I wouldn't want to, yeah, I just wouldn't want to jump into it. But yeah. So I do plan on reviewing both the lightweight version of that Kenmore and the Intuition, the bagged version. I meant to get to the Intuition this year, but it jumped back up in price, and I haven't been able to snag one at the $99. So once I do, that will land on the review table. And then what other recommendations are there as far as reviews? Because I'll review what you guys want to see. So do either the Power Force Pet Deluxe or the Hoover Z Bagless. Well, the Hoover Z Bagless is not available anymore for a good reason. I am able to buy a Hoover Z. I do know someone who's selling a Hoover Z as well as a Hoover V2, but they're not in the best condition, and I don't really want to mess with those, to be honest. I just don't have enough interest. And the V2 I would get if it didn't have busted screw mounts. And then the Z, I just don't really want to mess with the Z. Although I do want to get a Z at some point just to do a review and be like, the vacuum that killed Hoover. But other than that, I don't really think that's worth going out of my way to get one. Unless it's one, because I try to review things that I feel like I would actually enjoy and recommend to people. Both when it comes to second-hand and first-hand machines. It'd be interesting to see the Dyson DC-25 versus the Dyson Ball Animal 3. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually an interesting idea. Because the Animal 2 versus... Well, I probably should do a video on the Animal 2 versus the Animal 3 as well. Since a lot of people ask about the difference. My son wants to buy that bag Sanitaire or the Bissell Big Green bag. Well, neither of those are for sale, unfortunately. But I am selling the Power Force 3522-1, which would honestly make more sense as far as a vacuum to buy from me, because those other two you can buy brand new. So why would you want to buy the used one that I have? Right? No, I mean from Amazon. Well, yeah, but you can't get a Hoover Z on Amazon. Or wait. Oh no, you're saying... Oh yeah, you're saying he wants to get one of those two from Amazon. Okay, my bad. Well, in that, for some reason I thought you said wants to buy your bag Sanitaire Bissell Big Green bag. That's my bad. I read that incorrectly. So sorry. No, yeah. So that's what I would say is get one of those new. So between those two, I personally prefer the Sanitaire, but you may prefer the Big Green. Who knows? I'm going to go log off soon. Have a beautiful night, everyone. Good night, Craig. Thank you so much for jumping in. I always love having you in the stream. It's too nerve-wracking to use those for everyday use. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Chance, do you have a Hoover Wind Tunnel V2 vacuum? I do not. I currently have 3 wind tunnels, but I'm only going to keep one of them. I have this blue one right next to me, which is completely ruined. It's going to have to be a parts machine because I can't get the thing apart to actually refurbish it. I have a black one that I'm currently selling. If anyone's interested, it's one of the ones with the dirt sensor light, where it's an actual LED indicator light instead of a little thing on a little gauge on the bag door. So it's one of like the early ones. By the way, did you see the new Sanitaire colors? They're not navy blue anymore. I thought they were red now, for the most part. I thought it depended on the range, or did they change it again? Let's see. I'll go to Sanitaire's website. Let's see. Sanitaire. Official Sanitaire website. Sanitaire vacuums. Okay. No, yeah, it looks like everything's still red, as I would expect. Unless there's a new one that I'm not aware of. Machines, upright vacuums. The Sanitaire Hydro Clean, which is totally not just a rebranded Crosswave. Yeah, I mean, they're usually red, or some of the more budget models are blue, like the SL4110A. I really want to get one of the Force Quiet Clean bagged uprights, but there's no way I'm spending $300 for a rebranded Whirlwind Lightspeed. That's trash. I'm not saying the vacuum's trash. I'm saying that price is trash. See the Sanitaire Tradition, $159. See, you can't go wrong with that. I do want to get one of these at some point, because it's just a new F&G. A 30-foot cord, 5-amp motor, and 11-quart disposable bag. Okay. It's only 5 amps, too. That's only 1 amp more than an Auric. Premium paper bag. Ooh, and then an RD belt. Yeah, those RD belts last like 14 minutes. But that is a nice thing about these Sanitaires, is it means I can still get parts for my F&G. So even though I want to get one of these because it'd be nice to have a new F&G, ironically because of that I'm tempted to not get it, because I can just buy a brush roll for my current. So I have one F&G machine left. It's I really like it. I forgot what model it is. It's a Eureka. But I feel like mine was modded because the power switch doesn't seem like it's OEM. Like it looks like someone stuffed it in there and the cord doesn't match, but who knows. I'll do a video on it at some point. Blue is residential. Okay. That makes sense. That also explains why the build quality on my Big Green Commercial feels better than my Sanitaire Residential. And that's what I use it for. I use the SL4110A for residential, and then I use the Big Green for commercial. Like whenever I like cleaned my friend's electronics business, I use my Big Green Commercial. Although cleaning that much carpet and trying to navigate all over everywhere with a cord is very much a pain in the ass. So yeah. And the chat just died for some reason. I will ask my son if he's interested in the Black Hoover or the Bissell 3522. Yeah. My son says he's interested in the Black Hoover and the 3522. How much are they? Trying to think. So yeah, they're, let's see. So I'd probably sell them for probably like $60 free shipping. Because because shipping is normally like $20, but I'll sell it for $50 with free shipping, so that works out to be like $30 plus shipping. But I always sell my vacuums on Facebook Marketplace with shipping included in the price, so you just pay the flat price. Yeah, each. So if I sold them locally, I'd probably sell them for like $40, but of course, when it's shipped, there's a little bit. Fine. Well, that's fine. He can pay tabbed. He's getting $290. Oh, nice. Well, in that case, they're both together. They're $289. I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm joking. But yeah. So, at some point I need to get more boxes. So once I get more boxes, I'll list those so we can buy it from Marketplace. Yeah, I'll list them on Marketplace whenever I have boxes to ship them in. So I need to get some more boxes. So I need to. I'll probably get some. I'll probably buy some boxes tomorrow, so that way I can. Hopefully, whenever I get those, because I'll buy like a big bulk set of boxes online from I think U-Haul has them, or not U-Haul. What's the name of that other place that I'm thinking of? Either way, so I'll try to get some big enough boxes so I can ship those. The Bissell I'm going to try to get over to my dad's house so I can grab the box for my Sanitaire, because the Bissell will fit perfectly in that box, and then I'll just have to find a box for the wind tunnel. What condition are they in? The wind tunnel's in okay condition. It needs a bit of a clean. I haven't done like a major refurb on it, but I've wiped off the outside of it. And the Bissell's in mint condition. I don't remember if it has a brush roll in it, but the actual vacuum's in really good condition. The only issue with it is the pedal, like the release pedal, has lost its springiness. But other than that, it's good. It has a complete set of attachments. At least it should. If it doesn't, I'll put a set of attachments on it. And it's I bought it in really good shape. I bought it like completely refurbished. I paid way too much for it. I think I paid like $100 for it with shipping, but you know, not a big deal. So I don't use it, so it makes sense to just let it go to somebody who will use it, since I already have a lot of very similar machines. So yeah. And I've done it. I know I've done, especially on the Bissell, I know I've done a few videos on it. Jesus Christ. Is that a bad Jesus Christ? My son makes vacuum save videos. He's up to 8 so far. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yes, for $100, that's a ripoff. Okay, in the only reason why it was that much is because it was coming from, like, a friend of mine was selling it from his vacuum store that was charging way too much for it. And at the time, I thought I wanted it, so I paid the money for it. But it's not worth that much. To be honest, even the 60 isn't worth that much. But there's only so much I can do with it, including the shipping and including all the marketplace fees that I have to pay and all that. So after all is said and done, I'll probably only make like 15 or 20 bucks on each machine, and that's not including the price of the packaging materials. It just sucks because all the fees are so much. Then people react negatively to the price, but it's like, if I sell it for less than that, I literally won't make anything on it, and I'll just be spending money to give someone a free vacuum. Because you can't even give someone a free vacuum unless you do some like weird like you like mess up with the numbers and everything. But I could fudge those numbers a little bit, but yeah. What's your thoughts between the Dyson Ball Animal 2 versus the Animal 3? Oh, the Animal 3 wins hands down. The only thing is that the Animal 3 likes to clamp to certain types of carpet, and then the Animal 2 likes to clamp to other types of carpet, so like they're very different. So does YouTube monetize you? Yes, they do. YouTube's actually my main job. So what you see here, as far as the channel and everything, this is how I make my money, how I pay for my house. So that's the way that I do it. So I work other odd jobs once in a while, and I'll sometimes fix vacuums for people, and I'll sell vacuums. And then, like I mentioned before, I'll sometimes help a friend of mine run his electronic sales shop. But as far as this goes, this is my main job, which sucks whenever months like this come up, whenever the revenue goes down. But it is what it is. I'd much rather do this than anything else, because a lot of people really enjoy this stuff, and I enjoy making it. I enjoy making the videos. My son doesn't have enough subs to get monetized yet. Yeah, that will happen. So you don't get monetized until... So there's 2 thresholds you have to meet to get monetized. You have to hit 4,000 watch hours, and you just to make sure you're not like one of those like, sub with no videos accounts. So you have to hit 4,000 watch hours, and you have to hit 1,000 subscribers. And once you do that, you get put into an application process where YouTube reviews your channel, and usually a few weeks later they'll give you the go ahead saying you're all good, you're monetized now. And then you have to usually like put in like your tax information or something like that to get your revenue. And then once you do that, you get it set up. You set up your bank account and all that, and then you're good to go. And then it just direct deposits at a certain date every month. But yeah, you should do a video of a Royal direct air machine. If I get one, I will. I really want to get one of those Royal. I think it's called the 7300. It's like one of those. It's like their version of like a Ricard or something. I'd love to try one of those. I hate to see it when they roll it out. Yeah? Oh, I have to see it when they roll it out. Oh yeah, referring to the color scheme. I haven't seen the new color scheme, so I don't know what you guys are talking about unless it hasn't rolled out yet. But in that case, if it hasn't rolled out yet, I don't know how you'd be aware that there's a new color scheme. Anteltech Studios, I got a free Bissell Power from Spec 6002 that looks new and has a working light bulb, just needs a new belt and cleanup. Oh, nice. That's a good find. Nothing wrong with that. So the interesting thing is that this version of the Sanitaire says that it's made in Mexico, even though I was under the impression that these were made in China now, and that they stopped being made in Mexico. Interesting. Lovely. We're at 11 concurrent viewers. Okay, that's nice. My son is looking for one, but he can't find any. Oh, yeah. I had one a while ago, but I sold it to somebody else. One of those Dash 2s. And I just sold my other Power Force 6594 that I just sold. Or that I sold to somebody else. Also, when was your Sanitaire made? I bought it in 2020, so I believe it was made in 2020, or maybe it was made late. It was made either like late 2019 or early 2020. I don't remember the exact date, but yeah. I probably show the sticker in the video. At least I thought I did. I might have to do an updated video on that. But yeah. Alrighty. So why do they look just like Bissell's? Because Sanitaire is now owned by Bissell, so they're actually using a Bissell design. Model number is SL635B. When you see it, it'll look like it has the same hood from a Boss 1934B. Oh, nice. But yeah. These Sanitaires look like Bissell's because they're made by Bissell, because ever since like a few years ago, Bissell has owned Sanitaire. So, and ever since Bissell has owned Sanitaire, they rolled out these Bissell versions of So it's kind of funny because Bissell now makes the Whirlwind Lightspeed, and Bissell now makes the Mighty Might in its own version, which is really weird. So, because they're still being sold, they're still being manufactured. I want to get one of the Sanitaire Lightspeeds, but I'm not paying $300 for one because that's ridiculous. What are your thoughts on the new high-efficiency washing machines that don't use any water compared to older machines?
That's what we have now.
Is that what we have now? Mm-hmm. Yeah, in that case, I approve of them. Because ours is a GE?
No, ours is a Crossley Professional.
Oh yeah, ours is a Crossley Professional, which I believe is a rebrand of Maytag?
Yes. Yeah,
Maytag. So I have a Maytag high-efficiency washing machine, and it works pretty well, so I can't complain too much about it. It's still relatively new, so it works. I mean, I haven't noticed any problems with it. My clothes seem like they're clean just fine. I have the washer and the dryer set, so I use them both together, and can't complain too much, right? I mean, it's the clothes get clean, and the machine hasn't exploded yet, so I can't really give a better review on a washing machine and dryer combo. Have you heard the song Maytag? No, I have not. The red Sanitaire Mighty Mighty is $147 and the purple one's $139. Purple? You mean blue? Yeah, I know what you mean though. The only reason I haven't bothered to buy one is because I have an old school black Mighty Might. I also have a broken yellow one in the basement. So I haven't had any reason to buy a new one because my old one still works fine. And I have the version that I can... Yeah, I'm colorblind. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. My bad. I didn't mean for that to sound rude. Sorry about that. But yeah, enjoy the night, guys. Have a great night, Chance. You too, Nick. Have a good one. I prefer my 30-year-old Kenmore heavy-duty direct drive washer. It cleans better than the old high-efficiency machines that we had. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a washer out. Maybe a normal washer would clean better than the one we have, but this is definitely the best washing machine dryer combo that we've ever had. But it's possible that all the other ones we have were just falling apart. Do you have the Eureka from the 10,000 sub special? Which Eureka was that? Was that the Lightspeed? Because the Whirlwind Lightspeed? Because yes, I do still have the Whirlwind Lightspeed. I really like the Whirlwind Lightspeed. It's definitely my go-to Eureka, although I haven't used it in quite a while. Maybe I should use it. I don't know. The bagged one. Well, what does that mean, the bagged one? Like, which one, or, like, I mean, like, what model? Like, you can't just tell me the bagged one, because I've had many, many bagged Eurekas over the years. I'm not going to remember which one it's from the 10,000 sub special vacuum save episode. The bagged Eureka from the 10,000 sub vacuum save episode. I don't know. Okay. Is it the one that's like a goldish color, or the one that's like a blue color? I think I know what you're talking about now. Let me look it up. Because if it's the goldish one, yes, I still have it. If it's the blue one, no, I don't have it. Sorry, again, I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't know what you're asking. I'm sorry. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forget that not everybody knows the model numbers to everything. I bought a lightly used Maytag commercial washer dryer set with the black panels off Facebook Marketplace for $400. Retails for $2,000 new. Nice. I have a Samsung washing machine. It works okay. Not the best, but it works. My throat keeps getting tickled for some reason. I have a Whirlpool Commer washer. Commer? Oh, commercial. The Eureka Boss. Yeah, so yeah, I think the SL635B is replacing the A model. I would make sure that you go to Sam's website and check if the Samsung washing machine is under recall, because they've had major problems with exploding. Yeah, there are certain models of the Samsung washing machine that got recalled because they were exploding. Basically, the issue is that the drum was separating from the inside of it, and it was causing the whole thing to effectively explode because it's spinning at high speed, so it just kind of crashes inside the machine, and it sounds really, really, like, startling and obnoxious. Yeah, Samsung's 2016 was not very good for them, to say the least. Because they had 2 recalls they had 3 recalls like back to back within 2 months of each other, and 2 of them were on the same device, on the same product. Do you mean violent sounding? Yeah, effectively, because it's like a loud crash and sound, and the whole thing just falls apart. Do you still have that blue Miele upright? Yes, I do. The old viral video of a guy throwing a brick into a spinning washing machine. Yeah, Note 7. Yeah, Note 7. I still got mine right here. The Note 7. Can't see it with the reflection, but it says Galaxy Note 7. Can't see that because it's really bright, but yeah. So this thing is yeah, definitely got recalled. Be careful with that Note 7. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I replaced the battery in this because that's what the problem was, is they had defective batteries. I replaced the battery in this with an aftermarket one that was not made by Samsung and is therefore not affected by the recall. So this one is safe. It's not any more likely to blow up than any other of the phones in front of me. So don't worry, I'm safe. The only problem is the replacement battery is junk, and you can see battery power 14%, so it clearly is not not wanting to cooperate here, so I'm gonna have to plug it in. Scratch it. And oh, did it just die? Yeah, it just died. Okay. Because again, this battery is junk. But at least it does. Honestly, it doesn't perform any better than the old worn out battery that was in it. So, yeah. Ever owned a Dyson? I have many Dysons. Yeah. They redid them. They're safe now. Yeah, if you have the fan edition, then yeah, they're safe. I have my fan editions. I don't know where my fan edition is, but I know I have it around here. I meant to say Samsung. I have a Galaxy S10e. Yeah. I bought my son an iPhone and it dies 20 minutes after it hits 100%. That's weird. You might want to take that to the Apple Store and see if they see what they can do about that, because that's a problem. Yeah. This battery is junk. It was at 14. Look, see, this battery is junk because it's literally charging. Like, it's fast charging right now. And it went from 14% down to 5%. Guys, my phone is charging backwards. Yeah, see, it just went 6%, 5%, 4%. It's charging. It's fast charging. It's plugged into the fastest charger that this phone supports. And it just went down to 3%. I'm not even using it. This is ridiculous. 3%. If it'll focus on that. And now it says 2%. Again, it's plugged in. It's charging backwards. And now it says 1%. And it's probably going to die. It's probably going to die right now. That's going to say 0. And then it's gonna die. Even though it's literally plugged into a fast charger. Not because just because this replacement battery is junk. I honestly guarantee that this like knockoff Chinese battery is less safe than the Samsung battery that came out of this. That's supposedly recalled. I guarantee that. So it's just gonna die. I'm waiting for it to die. I still have the original battery, so I actually might put the original battery back in it, because I really do not think that after, what is it, like 6 years at this point, I seriously don't think this battery, the original battery, is going to explode at this point. Because, like, come on. If it hasn't blown up after 6 years, it's not going to, realistically. Especially because I babysit all my phones. I always, whenever I store a phone for an extended period of time, because I have a big phone collection, every time I store a phone for an extended period of time, at least every month, if not every 2 weeks, I pull out the phone and charge it up until it's at exactly 50%, and I shut it off, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to always store a phone at 50%, so that way the actual positive and negative electrodes in the battery are properly balanced, so that way there's no opportunity for the actual chemicals inside the battery to become off balanced and unstable. Not saying it's not going to happen ever, but you dramatically reduce the chances of that happening. And that's with any phone, not just the Note 7. So it's a good way to just kind of protect the health of your battery, especially for these newer phones that don't have removable batteries, where you can't just easily pop out the battery and throw it away if it goes bad. Imagine it going to negative 1%. Did you review the robot vacuum yet, or is it still stuck under the couch? Lol. I honestly forgot about that poor thing. It's sitting somewhere over here in this pile of junk that I still need to do something with. My dad's complained about all this stuff in the background. And, which is funny, because You know, you would think he'd probably be like, oh, you have to clean all that stuff up. But instead, he's like, just stick a green screen behind you and just call it a day. And I'm kind of tempted to now. I was kind of against it, but now I'm kind of like, maybe I should, because I think OBS supports it. But you know, I don't know what I would have in the background. So what I'll probably just do is I'll probably just clean all this stuff up, find a place to put all this garbage, and then I've got a little like gaming chair here. You can probably see some blue of it sticking out. I'm probably just gonna give that away because I don't think anybody will want to buy that. And I have a bean bag as well that I'm probably gonna get rid of. Oh, that I might keep. But I'm gonna clear out this space, and I might just put like a little line of vacuums behind here, in like the background. What is your daily driver phone? So, for the longest of time, my daily driver phone was my Galaxy Note 9, and I finally upgraded because I was having some problems with it that I thought was related to the phone, but it might be just related to my service. So, my daily driver was my Galaxy Note 9, but I recently upgraded, and I picked up a Galaxy Note 20. And this is definitely a good phone, and a review of this will be coming soon on my second channel, Intelitech Mobile. But I don't know. I like it, but I'm really considering just using this as my dedicated YouTube camera, and then putting my actual SIM card back in my Note 9. Or what I really am thinking about doing is picking up a higher spec Note 9. Because this is the 128 gigabyte Note 9 with 6 gigabytes of RAM, whereas this Note 20 has 128 gigabytes of storage, the same as this, but it has 8 gigs of RAM. But I can get 8 gigs of RAM on the Note 9 if I get the 512 gig storage version. And unlike this, I actually have an SD card slot, so I can expand the storage. So what I'm thinking about doing is getting the 512 gig version of the Note 9 and have that be my daily driver, my actual phone that I use, because it still has a lot of the features that I like this doesn't have. Like, this has a headphone jack, it doesn't have a notch, it has a curved display, it has speakers that are just as good as the Note 20 in my opinion, it has an SD card slot. It's just overall a more complete package, even though it is 2 years older than this Note 20, and even though it's a 4-year-old phone. So, but the camera on the Note 20 is much better. So for YouTube videos and for photography, it makes sense to have this. But here's the thing. I have 2 phone numbers. I have 2 SIM cards. So what I'm probably going to do is eventually I'm going to take my main SIM card and put it back in my Note 9 whenever I get a better Note 9. And then I'll put my secondary phone number in the Note 20. That's what I think I'm going to do. But right now, I just reset my Note 9, so you can see it's all default now. So, yeah, so I am selling this Note 9. The only reason I'm selling it is because it has a little dent on the corner, and that's it, but it does bug me, and there's a little scratch on the screen, but it's on the part where there is no where it's just the border. It's not the actual. It doesn't cover the actual screen. So, but other than that, it's in mint condition. So I'm thinking about selling it and upgrading to the 512 gig version. So I'm selling this on Marketplace right now for $200, free shipping, mint condition, and it will come with a few cases. So if you are looking for a $200 phone, this is really good. And you know, so. And that's roughly what these go for. The silver color is kind of hard to find nowadays, so I do love the silver color, but if I am going to get one of these, I might go back to having a blue one, because blue is my favorite color, followed closely by silver, so I do like this. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So for now, my SIM card's in this Note 20, but the second that I run out of space on this again, I'm switching back to the Note 9, because that's the biggest thing that annoys me about this. Is that it's the same amount of storage as the 2-year-old phone, but you can't expand it. And the camera's better, which means you're obviously going to want to take more pictures and video. So that's that. So for the longest of time, it was my Note 9 for years upon years upon years. The Note 9 is the longest amount of time I've ever spent with one phone. So that definitely says a lot. So even if I do finally commit to switching to the Note 20 as my daily driver, it's still impressive how good of a run the Note 9 had. But even then, I still don't think I'm quite ready to put it down just yet. But we will see. Updates on my second channel, IntelliTech Mobile. Alright. Well, my throat is starting to hurt for some reason. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this stream short. Because it actually hurts a lot. I don't know why. But probably been talking too much. So anyways, this is IntelliTech Studios signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I hope you all have a good one. Stay safe, and you all take care.